Welcome back. It's so amazing to see you again. This is Developer Aligned, a live stream series made for the contemporary, open source, and on this contributor. Just like you, this show is made for you. I'm so thrilled to be back with you again, as each week, each Tuesday. This is Developer Aligned. As always, let me start by talking about uh, what is this about, and this is it. Basically, developer aligned is meant for you, contemporary Anon developer, uh, a place to find new topics, a place to find deep dive, technical stuff, and so on. This tweet was made for me a while ago. And it's basically showing what is this show about. Uh, the show is called Developer Line, but is divided in four sections, four monthly sections. So we are having each week we are having one show, but each week it's a different show. So the first show from each month is Nerding Around, which is basically just gathering together and exploring nice trending topics, actually really interesting nerdy stuff, the kind of information we like to discuss, but we don't have the space so often. Um, then we have office hours. This is actually an outdated name because right now it's called Inside Fuel Live. And this is hosted by Ruben, a guy that you might know for sure from Fuel's Discord. And this is basically meant to explore forum highlights, feature requests, what's happening in the Fuel ecosystem, having even special guests from our grantee ecosystem. Then we have Hack Stories. This is hosted by Call Delegation, one of the Fuel Labs DevRels. And this is basically meant for the people who have been wrecked, the people who lost a lot of money, maybe because of a hack, maybe because of a security issue in their code. So this is basically a place to speak openly about mm, how we were hacked and how we can avoid that. We have the deep dive, and this is, I love to call it, a pre. This is a premium from Broadseed with the best talent from the fuel ecosystem and grantee projects. Uh, the best place to deep dive in the code, in the repos, in the logging behind the scenes, that kind of hardcore coding spaces you like for sure. We have some greetings in the chat, so hi back there. But as you might notice, this is not um, today's space is not any kind of shows we have seen before. This is an Eth Denver special. As you might know, this week is happening Eth Denver. So it's like, why don't we throw on a special content just focused on what's going on there, and how can we be engaged there? Because as you might notice, I'm not there. Like there's a lot of people right now having a great time in Denver. I'm not one of these people. So that's why I am here having this special space with you. So let's begin. Before everything, let me tell you what's coming next. So first, we have um, upcoming shows. Next week is happening Nerding Around, that hosted by me, and we will be talking about old VMs and the future of Ethereum. That's March 5th, March the 5th at 18 hours UTC. So this is basically in the middle of Europe. For me, it's like um, 1 p.m. Basically, we will be taking a look on what's coming in the space of the Ethereum Layer 2 scalability and how many projects are trying to go beyond the EVM. Because as you might notice, the EVM has so many issues. Like I respect a lot of the work that has been done in regarding this topic. The Solidity compiler has evolved a lot in the past years, but many people have realized that is not enough. So we will be facing this topic, exploring the different kind of solutions that people is working on in order to take Ethereum into the next stage. Hi there, Andres. Next, this is 2 weeks from now, we have Inside Fuel Live. As I told you, we will be having this monthly space with Ruben, the big guy from Discord, and we will be taking a closer look to what's going on in the fuel ecosystem. We will have special guests, we will have big names from the fuel ecosystem projects, and we will have maybe some alphas, some news. So keep in touch. This is Inside Fuel Live. Let me get some water. Ooh. Then 3 weeks from now, we will having the deep dive. We will be taking a special look to something I really love, which is NPX Create Fuels. This is March 19th at 18 hours. For me, in the Americas, is 1 p.m. And we will have a special guest, which is Dai. Dai comes from the TypeScript SDK team within Fuel Labs. And basically, NPX Create Fuels is an amazing tool that allows you to plug and play the fuel ecosystem. That's it. When you are trying to develop on fuel, you need to set up your environment, including special binaries coming from the Rust workflow. So if you have tried Rust before, you need a package manager like Rust C, the compiler, stuff like that. Well, it's something similar for Fuel. You need Fork, which is the Fuel orchestrator. And with Fuel orchestrator, you have a lot of packages, Well, These guys made an amazing tool that allows you to actually virtualize all of these binaries behind one command. So you don't have to install Rust by yourself. You don't have to install Fuel Up by yourself. Everything is happening behind the scenes thanks to npx create fields. But there's more stuff happening. Basically, it's not only the environment of development and execution, but also the boilerplating of a contract and a front end application. So you can just start playing with the toolchain right away. No external configuration needed. So I'm pretty hyped for this show. This is happening 3 weeks from now. See you then. Finally, I'm closing this iteration of developer line. We have hack stories with our buddy called delegation. Called delegation is one of the members of the DevRel team here at Fuel Labs, and he will be featuring a special guest talking about amazing stories about how to get your money lost and how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your users if you're developing an decentralized application, and so on. Hello there. Well, it seems that the agenda is set, so let's begin. The first thing I would love to talk about, it's a big announcement. This is like the big news this week, which is the roll up OS. But what does this mean? Well, let me share my screen with you so you can take a closer look. So this is it, the roll up OS for Ethereum. So this is an exciting history because this is first of all, um, this is a blog entry that was posted on Mirror. This is Fuel Network's Mirror. Basically, it's a place to get in touch with all the news, everything that's happening, and having the possibility to mint and collect our post. So feel free to come by and say hello into fuel.mirror.xyz. So this is like the latest news, which is the roll up OS for Ethereum. This is the big announcement. Many of you might seen in the past weeks a bold announcement, which is mainnet 2024. So what's going on? Well, it's been a long journey. As you might notice, I think the website is L2Bit. Yep, there you go. This is it. L2Bit. Here's like this is the place where you can take a look to every kind of layer 2 solution happening out there. And if you scroll down, you will find Fuel D1. So what is this about? Well, as you may see, Fuel V1 is an optimistic roll-up that was launched in late 2020. So it's actually the first roll-up to came up to mainnet and was actually the first roll-up to achieve a stage 2 category. So basically it means that we have a clear exit window. We have a clear strategy for proposer failure, sequence of failure. We have a proper state validation in place, and we have a proper data availability layer. So how is that such an amazing project has just $800 in TVL? Well, our our blog post tells this story. So basically, in December 2020, Fuel Labs launched Fuel V1, the first optimistic rollup on Ethereum, and the first to achieve a stage 2 security status. So, over the past 3 years, the team has continued to evolve the design, and it is excited to announce that Fuel Mainnet will be launching in Q3 2024. What's going on here? Well, Fuel came first to the party. That's basically what's being said here. Um, so if you came so early, why is that you are not dominating the market? Well, because we are driven by something more powerful, which is a big desire for innovation, like building amazing cutting edge technology is what drive us. And this is it. Very quick, we realized that the EVM was the bottleneck that is keeping Ethereum away from becoming uh, this mainstream network of digital services that we are working for. So we have spent like 3 years building an amazing stack of technology built around the Fuel VM. The Fuel VM relies on a big feature, which is parallel execution through UTXO. And around this idea of the Fuel VM, we have cool stuff like Sway, which is a domain specific language built for blockchains, and the fork toolchain, which is Fuel Orchestrator. Every link here takes you to the documentation of Fuel and lets you know what's happening. Like, what does this buzzword means? Um, I don't know. Like, this is so exciting for me because when I joined Fuel by the first time, I was following the same desire, which is building amazing bleeding edge technology that can actually scale Ethereum into a mainstream global networks of digital services. But why do we need a Fuel VM? Like, what's the market feed for this tool? Well, basically, something crazy is happening in the ecosystem. Um, we had in the last, I don't know, 6 months, basically two big improvements for the network, which are on one side, the data availability protocols for Ethereum, making finally Ethereum into a modular blockchain. Like, the word modular is something actually so deep in the ecosystem because right now everyone is modular. Basically, every aspect of the blockchain needs uh, can be switched and plug and play between many solutions and protocols and so on. Something is clear for us. Ethereum is the best line for asset securities in the world. Why? Because it's more decentralized, has more money staked on it, and has more TVL. However, having security is not enough. We need performance. So, thanks to data availability and the blobs are the first step towards dank sharding, which is having the possibility to validate the state of the network between many shards across the world. So right now is becoming easier and easier to build rollups. Rollups basically is the first step into the layer 2. This was defined, I think, in 2020 by the Ethereum Foundation as the big flag of this campaign of scaling Ethereum, which is a rollup centric future for Ethereum. Well, this roll up centric future relies on one big idea, which is you don't need to do everything in the same place. Like, if you are trying to do gaming, why do you care about transactions of some kind of DeFi protocol? Or if you are building some kind of crazy DeFi protocol, why to bother with transactions coming from crazy NFT apps. Well, in the future, the rollups will be domain specific. So you will go into one rollup to perform your high frequency trading strategies. Then you will go into another rollup to perform your Web3 social applications and so on and so on. But behind this roll-up centric future, we need infrastructure, and that infrastructure is fuel, the roll-up OS. I think there's a place here um, in this photo and this blog post. Yeah, this is it. To enable the roll-up centric future set by the Ethereum Foundation, a new type of architecture, especially geared towards the needs of Ethereum rollups, is required. Well, this is it. This architecture will have to combine the strongest features of all previous blockchain, namely Bitcoin's UTXO model, which allows us to have parallel execution and atomic state, Solana's parallelization, Ethereum's security, move asset-oriented design, and Cosmos interoperability and VM customizations. And you might be trying to guess, like, why are we talking about a rollup OS during an Eth Denver special? Well, that's basically because I feel like this edition of Eth Denver is like the first milestone, like Space Odyssey, where the monkeys are gathering around a big monolithic, I don't know, stuff, a big monolith, better to say it. And this monolith represents like new stages in the world development. Well, I think it's the same for Ethereum. Like every time we go into one of these big conferences, like DEF Connect, like ETHCC, like ETH Denver, or like DEFCON, it's like having a snapshot of what's happening in the ecosystem. And right now, I think it's the moment for all VMs. And this is it. We have like RISC-V, we have WebAssembly, we have MIPS, we have x86, etc., etc. We have every kind of VMs going on out there. And this is also the time for Fuel VM. This is an amazing topic. I don't want to step too long here, but I'm so excited to be able to communicate this with you. We are launching an amazing infrastructure for roll ups. We are including high performance thanks to the UTXO. We are having a pretty sustainable state minimized architecture. Why? Because it's becoming so expensive to run an Ethereum validator. Like having a full archival node, it's so expensive because the state of the Ethereum blockchain it's so big, and there's no way to stop people from putting um, basically junk on the state. So we should rely more on execution rather than state, and interoperability as well. Like there's no way of thinking in a roll-up centric future if you are not wondering what's going to happen with the fragmentation issue, which is basically a lot of assets being sparse around many technological solutions. Well, we need a way to connect these solutions to avoid fragmentation of the liquidity. It's an amazing topic. It's the future and it's what's going on right now for Fuel Network. So you might seen this as well as me. This is the roll up OS for Ethereum. Um, there's actually a nice tweet but by Arjun Khalsi. Let me find it because um, internet has a lot of stuff. Um, Oh, I was mean to share this slide. There you go. Okay, as you might know, this is Arjun. This is our chief of growth, and I want to like feature this profile because of this tweet that says Ethereum is the hardware. Ethereum is this hardcore, solid technology that allows us to build stuff. Is the hardware on which the world of decentralized finance will be built. However, rollups are the operating systems which will enable the masses to onboard onto this decentralized financial infrastructure. We have Ola there, we have Yo. That's the meaning behind rollup OS. You need rollups in order to perform tailored domain specific applications, and Fuel is the operating system on which you will build your solutions. So that's my words on the rollup OS. I'm so excited. Mainnet is finally coming to the Fuel network ecosystem, and it's happening on Q3 of 2024. So get ready, legends, because this is happening. Finally, this is happening. Well, but it's not everything. Like I have more stuff to talk about today, and it's Eth Denver, and it's more specifically Eth Denver Execution Day. So as I might told you a couple weeks ago, um, let me share my screen again. There you go. This is the execution day happening on next Saturday, March the 2nd, from 10 a.m. So please come to this link and enroll yourself into this amazing event. If you are around Denver, please don't miss this opportunity. Why? Because I've just told you a lot of amazing stuff about Fuel VM and how it solved Ethereum scalability issues and so on. But let me be honest, Fuel is not the only one working on this space. So that's the execution day, where we will be talking about how different kind of projects are building amazing technology, basically trying to solve the same issues, which are how to do or how to have a more scaling future for Ethereum based on execution. And execution means, yes, taking the EVM away from the kids. Don't let the kids to play around the EVM. So we have Fuel, we have Risk Zero. Look at this beautiful landing. Risk Zero, risk Zero. Um, I don't know. You already know this project. You already know um, how they are using CK proof to create this amazing VM for the future of Ethereum. Feels like a race, like the space race between Cold War powers, but in the blockchain space, which is the CK VM race. And Risk Zero will be joining us on execution day. Actually, if you go to Fuel Network's Twitter, you will find some special announcements. For instance, speakers, for instance, panels, which are here. What makes a good smart contract language? So we will have Madia from Aztec, we will have Nick from Fuel, we will have David from Fuel. You already know him from the last show. We will have Alejo from Lumio, and we will have Rushi from Movement. But it's not only about fuel and risk zero, we have polygon mining as well, which is as well a modular execution layer. It seems like this word is becoming mainstream finally. So more things where was first. And yes, they are running in the zero knowledge race as well. They will be joining us in in execution day during Eth Denver. Remember, this is it. Enroll yourselves. Go to this link and find more information. We have movement lab as well. Just look at this amazing landing page. Like, it's beautiful, right? Well, network of modular move-based blockchain. You might know or you might hear before about Move. Well, this is where it comes from. Move together. Yeah, start building. I want to check this. So we have some kind of early guest list for you who dare to experiment a new stack. We have Lumio as well, a high performance Move VM layer 2 protocol. So this landing page is beautiful as well. Um, there are some plays between Move and the EVM. I don't know, but yeah, I might say that I'm kind of EVM hater. That's true, but we can't say that we are moving away from EVM from one day to another. It's not something happening out of blue. So it's so important that we keep backwards compatibility with the EVM at some point. Then we have Cartesi. They will be joining us in the execution day as well. And basically, it's an application specific rollups with the Linux runtime. So it's like merging the best of the best from the open source world, which is the old grandpa, which is Linux. I know you use Linux every day. I know everything on the internet is running on Linux, even our blockchain nodes and validators and so on. So they will be joining us into this space. I love this animation. Like, kudos on whoever who made this because shows so amazingly how modular blockchain works. Like, you have execution, you have settlement layers, you have data availability layers. You might heard about Celestia pumping so hard, where everything is fighting together finally in the roll-up centric future for Ethereum. And then we have Aztec. I love Aztec. I might be honest. Why? Because they have UTXO, and I'm a UTXO tryhard, and they are mixing UTXO with um CK. So it's like so amazing. The website's beautiful. It's all of these solar punk vibes you love. And they will be joining us on Execution Day 2024 in Denver during Eth Denver. And finally, last but not least, Stratus, the people who are bringing um, the powder to this event. They are hosting they are helping us to build this event. They are also investors in fuel. So see you there, guys. Ethereum Execution Day during ETH Denver 2024. So far, so good. I'm already hyped. Like, I feel a lot of FOMO of not being in Denver because this seems like the place. You know, a lot of people is spending so much time on Twitter trying to find alpha. Well, this is the alpha. This is where the market. This is where the ecosystem is going. Everyone will be building on all VMs and rollups in the short future. I don't want to sound like a doomsday prophet, but I don't really feel like there's going to be a big shifting in the layer one space anytime soon. Like I can't predict the future. I can tell if in the future something is happening regarding um, a new amazing layer one overtaking Ethereum, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. The big topics will be the execution, and this is a place to learn about execution. And it seems like we are almost there. Almost there. There's one last thing I want to share with you today, which is coming from this big guy. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me share my screen back again. Um, there you are. There you are. Ben Greenberg. I tried so hard to make Ben Greenberg to come on, spend some time with us, but he was pretty honest, and he said, if Denver is being so funny that I will be so busy going to every side event I can. So he won't be joining us, but he's reposted. So he might be in touch. Ben was live, already live on Eth Denver. It's like the main event is not happening yet, and he is already sharing um, a talk. Well, this is it. And I want to invite you to this amazing talk. Is It was recorded live, um, and he shared the slides. Look at this, Devrel. It's not really hard to do great Devrel work, but it's hard to make that great work to be successful. So I'm really proud of being part of the same team as Ben. So please go to his Twitter account and please check his live presentation on the DevRel playbook for Web3 companies. This is a 20 minute talk. It's so amazing. Once- And it's on Eth Denver. Let me find this guy. Look at like this guy has swag. Just look at his clothing. Nice hat, nice sweater. We love Ben so much. Hi there, Ben. I hope you are having so much fun on Eth Denver this year. And well, that's basically it. We went through many steps. We saw what's going. We saw on, or we talk about what's going next on developer line. We have nerding around happening next week. We have Inside View Live 2 weeks from now. We have Deep Dive 3 weeks from now, and we have Hack Stories 4 weeks from now. We talk about the next big word, which is the Rollup OS. Fuel mainnets, it's coming on Q3 of 2024. We have Eth Denver Execution Day, where you can enroll, and we had some fun on Ben Greenberg sharing the DevRel playbook for Web3 companies. So that's everything on my side. I hope you had a great time and see you next week, as always, here on Fuel Developer Line series. This was the Eth Denver special. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me and see you around. Bye bye.